we shall be talking about the infamous, we'll be talking about the infamous Kendrick Lamar jeans that he wore during his Super Bowl halftime show. Now, what I don't understand about the whole conversation around these jeans, right, is why people had their knickers in a twist. That Kendrick Lamar was wearing, flares or bell buttons, whatever you want to call them. So to break down Kendrick's outfit, he's wearing custom jacket by Martin Rose. He's wearing Celine denim. That was, the cause of controversy. And everyone was talking about it because they're slightly flared. He's also wearing some Nike Air D Maxes, which is really cool. But really, the star of the show was, what he was wearing on his legs. Now, it was really weird looking at the response. Of course, some of the response was kind of positive. There was just people that were joking around. Like, you look at some of the tweets and people saying he did all of that in kick flares. Imagine your op being a cutie patootie in flared jeans like Kendrick Lamar. Can't believe Kendrick did all that in the most Hannah Montana looking bootcut jeans I've seen in years. Even though they're not bootcut jeans, but okay. Kendrick has bootcut jeans, a 5'5" frame and a hater mentality, and I respect that. Kendrick's really a bad bitch in these jeans and I need them. Can he drop a link? Kendrick looking a little thick in these bootcut baby fat jeans. And then this was hilarious too. All the dudes searching for those Kendrick jeans after their wives comment how much they like them. So there was kind of like a really funny response to it. Like people saying he looks like a baddie in those jeans. And then you had some people, maybe because they are Drake fans and they're a bit salty about, the whole situation that was going on. So they didn't really have great things to say, right? You look on Twitter and you see people saying, everyone's quick to call Drake zesty, but when Kendrick Lamar comes out wearing these jeans, everyone goes silent. And once again, what I don't understand about the internet or just men these days is what is wrong with men, working with different silhouettes of jeans? Like, I always say that it's good for men to have fun with fashion. It's quite boring just having straight jeans, slim fit and skinny jeans. That's it for men and nothing else. I think it's actually great that he's wearing that. And then also flare jeans actually look good on him. I like how they sit on the shoes. I honestly like how it looks. It looks great on him. I think the fit was great. I saw some people saying that it doesn't suit him because he's too short to wear that style of trouser. I totally disagree. I think he looks absolutely amazing. And I also think that this might lead to a push to a lot of people wearing, this style of jeans. I saw an article via Dazed where they were talking about the fact that a lot of people in hip hop and a lot of celebrities recently, like you have the likes of Pharrell Williams, who has been dressing this way, and many other people who have, you look. And it seems like for men, this sort of bell-bottom style is coming back. Obviously spearheaded by Eddie Simon. I mean, he is wearing Celine jeans designed by Eddie Simon. So it is kind of this bringing it back to this sort of grungy style of things. And I like that because ultimately fashion is cyclical, right? So things go and come, and it seems like that's kind of what's coming. And I'm all here for it because I think that it's great for men to experiment with different silhouettes. I think that a lot of men were getting their knickers in a twist because a man was wearing, jeans that have an interesting shape. I don't know why people had their knickers in a twist, but yeah, a lot of people, because of these, were really going crazy with the jeans. You had people searching Celine jeans all over the internet. People couldn't have enough of it. Everyone wanted a pair. And apparently, Celine sold a lot of jeans during the halftime show, which is crazy because isn't it quite funny that someone is saying, what does knickers in a twist mean? It's a British term. Maybe Google it. I won't explain to you what it means to get your knickers in a twist. But yeah, it's great. I just like it. Even though it caused a stir, I absolutely like that Kendrick Lamar has the confidence to wear these sort of things. And also it's quite funny because during the Super Bowl, people pay so much money for an ad space, right? But then Celine, they're just, the stylist put, and I don't know if obviously money was involved with the stylist, Taylor McNeil, who styled Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if Celine paid, but they definitely wouldn't have paid as much as a lot of companies would have paid for, you know, a 30-second space, ad space for the Super Bowl. So they won. They actually, to me, were the overall winners of the Super Bowl overall, especially from a marketing standpoint. And it's really good because Celine is another one of those brands where we're going to see a debut very soon via Michael Ryder, who's obviously at Celine. So I'm looking forward to see what he does. I wonder if he's going to, just because now it's trending, if he's going to really push these jeans, especially for men, even though the next show is a women's wear show. Well, it should be at least. But it's really going to be interesting to see if they start pushing this, because it's like the silhouette of the hour, so to speak. In my humble opinion, he looked handsome and he's brilliant. Yeah, I think he looked great, to be fair. It's quite funny that a lot of Americans in the chat don't know what getting your knickers in a twist means. I didn't actually know that that's that much of a British phrase, because obviously it's just something that people here say all the time. Just me that thinks it's weird the post itself doesn't show Kendrick in the jeans. What post are you talking about? Like, are we not tired of baggy jeans? I don't think it's a case of like whether we're tired or not tired. I think the great thing about what Kendrick Lamar was wearing is that it's different. And I just think we need a variety. I like fashion landscape for men where people are wearing baggy jeans, skinny jeans, flared jeans, you know, straight cut, boot cut jeans, all at the same time. So people are gravitating to the silhouette that I guess they gravitate towards, or that works the best for them, or that they think looks nice on their body. And that's what I love. It's just more about experimentation, more so than us moving from trend to trend to trend. I just like the variety. That's what I'm a big fan of. So the biggest takeaway for me about Kendrick Lamar wearing this and kind of the noise that it created is it creating more variety in menswear. And maybe a lot of men that aren't too privy to the grunge scene and kind of the style of denim that they wear, and kind of being like, oh, I can wear that. Or maybe they're just mainly a hip hop fan and they're like, okay, I feel very comfortable to wear that right now. Observing Matrix says, Eddie is such a strange choice for such a black performance. Is he though? Because I mean, denim is very democratic in the sense that it doesn't really matter what your race is or what the, you know, like it's, denim cuts across all creeds, all colors, all social, economic positions. Like it cuts across everything, to be honest. The fashion default is definitely not baggy jeans, broken outside. Damn. Rachel says we should live in a world where men are comfortable wearing different cuts and fits every day. 100%. 100%. Right, Pharrell's LV seemed like the missing choice, especially since he defended Pharrell in the beef. I guess you could make an argument that maybe that would have been beneficial for them to do, like to use Pharrell, since Pharrell kind of has the same style. But sometimes these things come down to very pragmatic things, like the stylist. Who does the stylist have connections with? Which brand is it easier for the stylist to pull denim from of that style? Maybe it's not as easy to pull from LV because they don't have the same connections that another stylist has. Sometimes these things are really political too. So even though there might be 10 different brands that make the same silhouette, and it makes, I guess, the most cultural sense to go with one specific designer, but then it might be difficult to, you know, work with that sort of stuff. Not Cobb saying that Eddie's in his swag era. That's funny. Swag era is insane. The problem isn't comfort, but men actually are victims of violence from strangers more than women by like 10x. Sometimes you can't wear zesty even if we wanted to. First of all, why is it zesty? We need to like get past this. How is wearing flared jeans, and obviously I'm not saying you, I know it's sad, I'm just saying that because this is what the terminology that people use. Why do people call it zesty? Like, why is it, what is zesty about it? I don't understand. You know, it says, did you see the Trust post about the jeans? I didn't, but let's have a look. But why is it zesty? It's just a silhouette of jeans. Like, why? We really need to get past, we're so behind as a society. We really, really need to get past that. Yes, of course, there are people that their homophobia is so strong, and I find it so weird. I genuinely think that there's something mentally wrong with them, that seeing a man wearing like a silhouette that they're not used to elicits such a violent response in their mind that they resort to attacking people. I find that really strange. So yeah, there is that reality, but of course, that doesn't happen all the time. Like, people make it seem like you literally step out of your house and someone tackles you to the ground for wearing flares. It doesn't happen a lot. It does happen sometimes, but people get attacked for all different reasons. But yeah, the homophobia that some men exhibit is insane. Like, it's insane. I genuinely think it's like a mental regression, genuinely. Like, how can you just see someone wearing trousers and get so angry about it? The person isn't disturbing you. They're not doing anything to you. And there's just something in your mind that's like, yeah, let me attack this person. I just find it like there must be something wrong with you. There really, really must be something wrong with you. Let's see the Trust Archive post on Instagram, significant of Kendrick's Celine flare jeans. Okay, they're talking about how it's a throwback to the OGs. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance was a carefully constructed statement, with each detail carrying weight, including his choice of flare jeans by Celine. Designed by Eddie Simon, the jeans were a nod to Simon's long-standing fascination with 1970s rock icons, particularly Serge Gainsbourg. Simon has often referenced his wardrobe in his work, citing him as one of his favorite artists and a cornerstone of his aesthetic language. But in the context of Kendrick's performance, the flares became more than a designer's homage. They tapped into a deep lineage of black music, fashion, and resistance. Yeah, of course, I can see where this is going. Yeah, because of the people that used to wear flares back in the day. Yeah, but then again, like, this is a good point. But then also you need to remember that at the time when a lot of black artists were wearing, like, we were talking about the Furious Five and stuff, that was just the trend of the time also. Okay, they talked about it here. Flare jeans were a dominant silhouette in the 1970s, an era that saw the rise of both disco and hip hop. Yeah, exactly. So it's not necessarily so much that it was just a distinctively black thing. It was more of like an overall cultural thing. But yeah, people were definitely wearing like flares a lot in the 70s, that's for sure. So this is a good point to bring, because people are almost making it seem, there was a conversation online where people are almost saying that no one wears that in hip hop and it's not really a hip hop thing. And I think, I don't know why people are just so close-minded when it comes to clothing. It really shocks me. Jay says, you got to remember the American mind is uniquely stupid. People are regressing. That wasn't clear from a resounding Trump victory. No, I don't think it's an American problem. I think it's a worldwide problem. I think in the UK, people will also attack you for wearing things that they deem to be like gay or something like that. I don't think it's a distinctively American thing. I just think that a lot of men just have issues, genuinely. I just think a lot of them they just have a lot of issues. But yeah, let's move on. Let's see what other points they make. I mean, do you know what this reminds me of? So it reminds me of this kind of stuff here, like Soul Train, what people were wearing during the 70s. And you can see the variety in silhouettes, because obviously here they're wearing flares, but then some people are wearing like slimmer trousers. And there was variety even in the flares. So some people had like wider flares, and then you had people that had slimmer flares. So when I think of like the 70s, I think of Soul Train, I think of kind of what they used to wear. Like, you can see like so many people are wearing flares. So it was more like it was just a trend overall in the time. And this is why we say fashion is cyclical. Things go and they come, and they go and they come. So yeah, I just don't know why people have such an issue with people wearing this stuff. Flare jeans just look bad when seen through edgy gas station sunglasses. Why wasn't skinny jeans zesty to people though? Do you know what's funny? I feel like skinny jeans were zesty to people, because I remember when I used to wear skinny jeans, because I've told you guys this story all the time, but I'll say it again. When I was living in London, I'm back in there now, but when I was younger living in London, I was really obsessed with American fashion. I was really into American fashion, so I used to follow a lot of what Americans used to do. So during the swag era, he's gonna say I was a jerker, yeah. So during the swag era, I used to dress that way. Like, I used to wear colorful skinny jeans. I used to wear Vlados and DCs and Vans, like really colorful Vans, and Nike Dunks and big Nikes. I've shown you guys images of like my outfits. Let me embarrass myself and show you guys some images from that era. Let me show you guys, because some of you are new, so you wouldn't have seen like some of those images. Let me put some of those on the screen because it's quite funny. It's just quite hilarious. But anyway, I used to dress that way, and I used to wear like studded belts and shutter shades, and I used to wear like cropped bomber jackets and like stuff like that. I thought it was cool as hell. I used to wear snapbacks and all those things that I used to wear in London at the time. No one used to dress like that. It was so out of the ordinary. Even though everyone was dressing like that in especially California, where I was living, no one was dressing like that. So everyone was like, bro, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Your jeans are too tight. Your jeans are too tight. Sometimes they would make like homophobic jokes. Obviously, I didn't care, but like they would make homophobic jokes. They would say like all these things, bro, that's gay. So this mentality that, you know, people didn't see skinny jeans as zesty, I feel like people saw skinny jeans as zesty. I definitely feel like people did. Let me show you guys one of my outfits from all the way back then. So this is one of my outfits from that period, right? You can see me there doing the color. This is when I used to wear skinny jeans. So you can see on the right hand side, I'm wearing skinny jeans. I took out the black laces. I swapped them for red laces. You can see on the left with my shoes. What I've done there is I basically switched out the laces and put neon green laces. And then I had checkered socks to make it even more neon. And I used to jerk. That's how I used to look when I used to jerk, right? And when I used to dress that way, because in London in 2009, people weren't dressing that way. So people used to be like, bro, what are you wearing? Like, bro, what are you wearing? Why are your jeans that tight, bro? Like, bro. So all of that to say, people were saying that, you know, dressing that way was zesty around the time. People were definitely saying that dressing that way was zesty, if we're going to be like very real, if we're going to be real. So I just think that, once again, people have an issue with taking to clothing styles that aren't what they're used to. But I've always found that strange. I always find it really, really strange. Let's go back to the Trust Archive post. Let's see what else they've got for us. Okay, they've got images, different hip-hop eras, people wearing this style of jeans and trousers to further bring home the point. But the connection between disco and hip-hop has often been erased in favor of a narrative that pits them against each other. The revisionist history stems in part from the 1979 Disco Demolition Night in Chicago, a violent and racially charged event disguised as an anti-commercial protest. Oh yeah. But this tends to be the case with loads of genres, even when we think of like rock, for example. This has happened with rock too. A lot of the way that, you know, a lot of black people that were early in the days of rock used to dress kind of gets erased. And then when you dress like that now, people are like, why are you dressing like a white boy? And it's like, read a book. It's like, read a book. Or like learn about history. Yeah, it's a big issue. It's a big issue. Nowadays, handsome and well-dressed / kept is equal to gay. Yeah, and I find that really weird. Like if you're a man, people in society are so backwards. If you're a man and you care about your appearance, it's seen as like feminine. Like that's how people see it. Like if you have like a skincare routine or you actually care about skincare and stuff like this. Like, bro, why do you know so much about skincare, bro? So odd. So odd. So odd. Really weird. When I think of flares, I think of Shaft, Truck Turner, Black Dynamite. Yeah, I see that. No, I never lived in California. I said I was inspired by what people are wearing in California. I've never actually lived in California. I've been there loads of times, but I never actually lived there. I remember when Sir David Beckham caused this with his Metro. Yeah, didn't even David Beckham wear like that style of jean once? It was this kind of, when he was dressing like this, when he had like this style of stuff, when he was dressing a bit grungy, he used to wear that style of jean too. And people had their knickers in an absolute twist. I'm going to keep saying that now because the Americans don't know what I mean, which I find hilarious. Like, knickers in a twist. MJ himself was wearing flares. That's facts also. That is very true. The naysayers will be regretting it when they're 40 with their face like a leather satchel. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Jeez. That's insane. That's actually insane. And not someone saying David Beckham had a Geordie Shore style. That's insane. That's crazy. But yeah, anyway, that's the story on the whole Kendrick Lamar jeans. I just wanted to address it because I don't know why people made such an issue of it. I absolutely loved his outfit. And I think that he's going to help to push menswear forward because it was such a big moment in menswear especially. I haven't seen people talk about a celebrity's outfit this much in a very long time. People talk about celebrities a lot in, during the Met Gala, but during those events, those aren't really clothes that people can actually wear, or those aren't clothes that are really going to lead to any sort of trend in menswear or women's wear, anything like that, because a lot of those dresses are like handmade couture dresses or, archive pieces. No one has access to that. But what people do have access to are some flare jeans. The Prince would make Alpha podcast to shake. Yeah, for sure. Prince would have people losing their mind. Even people like, just skip my mind. Who is that Chicago Bulls player who used to dress that? Dennis Rodman. There we go. Dennis Rodman would have had, imagine Dennis Rodman in like 2025. People would have been going insane. People would have absolutely lost their minds. Like, people would have gone berserk if Dennis Rodman was around in a social media age. Like, if that's when he was like popular. Obviously he's still around, but you know what I mean. Crazy. Flares and skincare, yes please. Getting anything other than skinny jeans for guys where I live is really difficult. I live in Scotland where choice for guys is minimal. Really? Normally, with other than skinny jeans, you can get normally straight jeans. Because obviously you live in Scotland, I feel like you have a similar clothing landscape to, England, where I am. And I feel like, there's basically skinny, slim, or straight. That's kind of all you have for men, really. You don't really... Flares are really hard to find for men. You have to really look. No, wait, actually, these jeans are very normal. Migos were doing it years ago. Yeah, so many people have done it, like, not that long ago. Like, even we were saying Pharrell Williams dresses like that. Which is why, one, I don't understand the outrage. And two, people saying it's not hip-hop. Like, bro, I didn't hear, but I read people on Twitter saying, bro, this is too zesty for hip-hop, bro. Hip-hop is getting zesty, bro. And it's like, if you look throughout the history of hip-hop, people have been dressing that way. It's like, bruh, we just need to progress as men. We just really need to progress past some of the mentalities that we exhibit when it comes to clothing. It shouldn't elicit such a response from people. I think it's really strange that it does.